Welcome everyone to the 2017 Arbor Day celebration at Pioneer Park. I'm Bryce Sheeran, the Parks and Recreation Community Services Manager for the City of Little Canada. I would like to thank all the people in attendance today, especially the Mayor of Little Canada, John Keys, and we have a very special guest, Sharon Darling from the Parks and Rec Commission. And I'd also like to thank city staff present. We have Katie McGinnity, Jessica Jago, Bill Dirks, Derek Anderson, and a very special thank you to all of the students present from Little Canada and St. John's. The weather today is beautiful, and we could not have asked for a better day to plant some trees in honor of Arbor Day. Arbor Day was actually last Friday, but we decided to celebrate it today because it's so beautiful. It's hard to believe that 4 short days ago it was snowing. Today we are planting trees at Pioneer. Usually we plant at Spooner, but we decided to plant trees at Pioneer because a couple years ago we cleaned out this pond behind me, and we cleaned out the pond to make room for the rainwater that falls, and we wanted to protect our fields, so we need somewhere for that rainwater to go. So the pond was cleaned out and made larger, and now we want to make the pond look good, so we're going to plant some trees around it. With that, I want to introduce Mayor Keys and let him talk about Arbor Day and a little bit about Pioneer Park. So please give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Well, welcome everyone to our Arbor Day celebration here. We're happy to have you here. So today with us we do have 2 of the 4th grade classes from Little Canada Elementary, Carrie Smith and Rebecca Beese's class, and then we have a class from St. John's, 3rd grade class from St. John's, Jennifer Souchere's class. And you guys, believe it or not, you're the star of the show. That's why we're all here, to listen to you guys. You guys get to sing, and that's the entertainment part. So I'm glad you guys are here. One thing we do is there's things in the city, they're called proclamations. And when there's something important happening and we want to recognize it, we do what's a proclamation. So we declare that this is an important day. So here I have the proclamation of Arbor Day for the City of Little Canada, and this was passed at the City Council at our last meeting. And it says, whereas the City of Little Canada recognizes that trees beautify our surroundings, improve our quality of life, increase property values, enhance economic value of the city. And whereas the city has had a successful program of planting trees in city parks, along streets, and other public places. Whereas the city has encouraged residents and property owners to plant trees on private property throughout the city. Now be it proclaimed that I, John Keys, Mayor of Little Canada, Minnesota, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 28, 2017, as Arbor Day in the City of Little Canada. Further be it proclaimed that the month of May will be Arbor Month, and that an observance of Arbor Day and Arbor Month will be held on Friday, May 5th at 1 o'clock in Pioneer Park. So that's where we are for this. Do you know where arbor comes from, the word arbor? It's a Latin word meaning tree. So it makes sense when they call it Arbor Day. So Arbor Day has been around for probably over 150 years. The first recorded one that I could find was back in April 10th, 1872, a Nebraska city, and a man named J. Sterling Morton decided it was time that they needed more trees in Nebraska. So he gathered up all the people around there, and they planted about 1 million trees that day, so that they could have some. In Nebraska, things are kind of flat, so they wanted some trees for shade. And as you look around here, you could see that we need a little bit more shade. Have you guys been to Spooner Park? Lots of nice trees over there. We need some more over here. And Arbor Day is not only celebrated here in the U.S., but all over the world. There's the equivalent of Arbor Day, where people go out and celebrate and plant trees. So All right, now it's time for a little quiz for you guys. So I'm going to ask, put up your hands and I'll call on you. What are trees good for? What are some of the things that they do for us? They clean out the air. All right, who else knows what trees do? Yep, all the paper you write on at school comes from trees. Shade, yeah, shade is important. That's why I have to wear a hat today. I don't have a tree behind me. Who else? Food, yep. Fruit comes from trees, apple trees, orange trees, pear trees. Anyone else? Absolutely, maple syrup, one of our favorites. So we're in Pioneer Park today. Pioneer Park has been around, it started being put together in the late 80s, 89, 90, and was finished in about 92. And there's 33 acres here. And as you can look around, and if you've been here, there's fields to play ball on, there's soccer fields, there's tennis courts, there's basketball courts. So this is one of the main parks in Little Canada that the public has to use and play in. And hopefully you guys come out here and play in this. I know that there's gym equipment or playground equipment over there. So I hope you come out and look at it. Because over there you guys were looking at the different examples. We hope to upgrade some of our playground equipment in the near future, whether that be the end of this year or next year. So what you guys have given us as input over there becomes very helpful. We do have, and again, there's a picnic stand here, there's a concession building, there's trails, you see all the walking paths you can walk around, so there's a lot to do here. And finally, you're gonna plant 2 trees today, and they're behind us over there against the water, as Bryce mentioned. And what you're planting are river birch. Are you guys familiar with birch trees, the ones with the white bark on them and that as they grow up? So that's what they are. Those trees will grow to potentially be between 80 and 100 feet tall. So we'll have a lot of shade from those. And if we plant them every year, we'll get more and more. 10, 20 years from now, you guys can come back and say, hey, these are the trees that we planted. So hopefully you will do that. With that, we're going to get on to the more important part of the presentation today, and that's we're going to turn it over to the schools to sing their song. First, we have St. John's, and they're going to do Let's Plant a Tree and a Tree in the Wood.
All in the woods there was a tree, the finest tree you ever did see. The tree was in the woods and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this tree there was a limb, the finest limb you ever did see. The limb was on the tree was in the woods, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this limb there was a branch, the finest branch you ever did see. The branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the woods, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this branch there was a nest, the finest nest you ever did see. The nest was on the branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the woods, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this nest there was an egg, the finest egg you ever did see. The egg was in the nest was on the branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the woods, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this egg there was a bird, the finest bird you ever did see. The bird was in the egg was in the nest was on the branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the woods, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this bird there was a wing, the finest wing you ever did see. The wing was on the bird was in the egg was in the nest was on the branch was on the limb was on the tree was in the woods, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. And on this wing there was a feather, The wing was on the bird was in the egg was in the nest was on the branch is on the limb was on the tree was in the woods, and the green grass grew all around, and the green grass grew all around. Plant a tree, what will it be for? The birds and me, the honeybee, and oh so many more. Plant a tree, what will it provide? Beauty, shade, and animal homes, a place for me to hide. Plant a tree, plant a tree, what will it be? The honeybee, and oh so many, the honeybee, and oh so many. Plant a tree, plant a tree, beauty, shade, and animal homes, a place for me to hide. A place for me to hide.
Fourth graders from Little Canada Elementary, led by Jack Barrett.
Here we go. I see trees
of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white.
present day. The dog.
What a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do? They're really saying I love you. I see trees cry. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Yes.
Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh,
That was an awesome job, you guys. You did really good. I liked it. A familiar face snuck in without me seeing him, but I just wanted to point out we have Jim Moreland. He is the previous Parks and Rec director, and he was a longtime city employee. So I just wanted to point out that he is here. So now we're gonna get to the fun stuff. What we're gonna do is plant 2 new trees. We're gonna dedicate one of the trees to Little Canada and one of the trees of the St. John's School. The tree closest to the bridge will be your right, is going to be for Little Canada Elementary, and the tree to your left will be for St. John's. What we'll have you do is just stand in a single file line, and we want everyone to be able to participate, so put a shovel full of dirt on the tree, and then after that we'd like you to head over and grab some cookies and some lemonade. So with that, I wanted to conclude the 2017 Arbor Day ceremony, and again, thank you all for coming, and it was a wonderful day.
So planting trees is important, and as they say, the best time to plant it is a long time ago. And if you don't, plant them right away, because they grow up faster than you think. So as an Arbor Day celebration, what we do is we plant 2 trees, one for St. John's School, one for Little Canada Elementary. These river birch will get up to about 80 to 100 feet, so they'll provide some nice shade and coverage, and hopefully start to dress up around our pond over here to make it look a little bit more wooded and a little bit more friendly to some of the animals and the ducks that come around. It's just nice when, especially in the neighborhoods, kids and moms can come out and just go to their backyard or down the street a little bit and find a parking place.